Hello and welcome to our channel, Marstream, your public performance broadcast platform. Please make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. You can also donate to our tip jar and support the arts and artist of Marstream by clicking the link below in the description. Check out our website, themarsh.org, for all upcoming live performances. Now, enjoy the show.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for coming to my show. My name is Bethany Mitchell, and this is Box Steps and Beers. Get ready to see the fantastical, musical, overly dramatized story of my life with plenty of dancing and drinking along the way. Speaking of which, did you know that this show is also a drinking game? So first, let me explain the rules. You need to listen up for 2 words: love and dicks. Anytime you hear these 2 words, you drink. Pretty simple. And since there's a lot of dance in the show, you also have a visual cue for drinking, and it's jazz hands. Anytime I flash these bad boys at you, you drink. All right, so I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to go to your kitchen and get a beverage. Maybe it's a beer. Maybe it's a white wine spritzer. Maybe it's a hop water because you drank too much for 4th of July. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.5, and 1. Cheers, everybody. All right, here we go. I've got songs about love. I've got songs about dicks. I've got songs about dance. Did you drink 3 times? All right, to get started, we're gonna flash it back to the year 2005 with a song about a boy named John. John was my first true love. Drink. As much as any high school relationship really can be. It was playful, it was fresh, and we did it in the road, just like the Beatles song says. I'm rolling down the water. You're ahead, not too much farther. I just wanna roll along and not think about moving on. Come swim with me all day long. Forget about pretending to be strong. I'll hold my breath until you say yes. Reach out and touch my fingers. Current slows, take your time, linger. We've got all day. For now, let's just play. I could be here forever, inside of our lovely weather. There's no goodbyes, only falling tides. Drift away so steady, slipping back in time already. Why try and stay away from such a perfect day? Somehow I know it's alright where we are. There's no sight of what's to come, but it's all been done. Reach out and touch my toes. I wish wish I could make the time stand slow as the sun sets. There's no need to regret. I could be here forever inside of our lovely weather. There's no goodbyes, only falling tides. Don't worry where we're headed. This water's not dead-ended. It will be ours, and I won't be far. Well, boy, oh boy, how things have changed since I wrote that song. I wish falling in love always felt like floating down a river. For a while there, it was more like swinging from tree to tree. Which brings us to life under the bright lights of New York City. Jazz hands. Drink. I moved to New York in 2012 to pursue my dreams of becoming a performer. I think my mom showed me one too many musicals when I was a kid, especially old-timey ones about a doe-eyed girl trying to make it on Broadway. And I knew I needed to find my place in the big city. I can't believe I finally made it to New York City. It's so much bigger and brighter than I ever could have imagined in bumfuck America. I just arrived in the big city to do the thing I'm really good at. My name will be up in lights as long as I never get fat. Everyone is gonna notice me. I'm one of a kind, with my very special song shining out my behind. I just need my one big break to be a Broadway star. I hope I don't give a blowjob so that I can go far. It's time to do the box step of my dreams. Maybe I'll do a kickball change, make all the boys and girls cream. Watch out, here comes a pivot turn and a really big belt. Then I'll get all vulnerable and make your heart melt. There's gonna be a certain point when I think that I'll fail. Auditions are just way too hard, and I need a strong male. But then I'll be discovered, and all will be grand. I'll get the part I've always wanted. Time for a weird dance. It's time to do the box step of my dreams. Maybe I'll do a kickball change, make all the boys and girls cream. Watch out, here comes a pivot turn and a really big belt. Then I'll get all vulnerable and make your heart melt. What I love about musicals is when they make no sense. Everyone knows the same dance and sings it every chance. We're gonna do it one more time. Dance along if you can. We're gonna do it nice and slow with dramatic flair. It's time to do the box step of my dreams. Maybe I'll do a kickball change, make all the boys and girls cream. Watch out, here comes a pivot turn and a really big belt. Then I'll get all vulnerable and make your heart melt. 'Cause this was swell. So that one's not so autobiographical since I'm not from bumfuck America, and it's not 1942, but you get the picture. I moved to New York to dance, and lucky me, I got to do a ton of it. I toured the world as a contemporary dancer and always really enjoyed sampling the local and international flavors along the way. I love double drink. And the travel fling is the perfect storm of passion without consequence. This song goes out to a sun-kissed, presidente-soaked romance in the Dominican Republic. On a bus to Boca Chica, wish I could stay another week in this place of gentle eyes. On a beach I'm flying high, crack a beer for me and you. It's our fifth and it's only noon. In just 1 week you've reminded me how to be simple, how to be free. Makes me think just what I'm missing. Working, grinding, pounding, hissing. Life can also be for living. Don't let the drive get overdriven. I hope someday we meet once more in a bed or on the floor. Abrazo no importante. Your body language is muy grande. These itchy feet of mine are scratched, but some new ideas hatched. I could stay on island time, feel the flow of these new rhymes. Makes me think just what I'm missing. Working, grinding, pounding, hissing. Life can also be for living. Don't let the drive get overdriven. I don't know how to say goodbye. My chest is full of tears uncried. Still we'll laugh and kiss and sing. I'll come back, this love I'll bring. Eyes wide open as these bright blue waves crash. I guess I've had them close, moving way, way too fast. How to keep this feeling back in the real world? This could be my new world if you let me swerve. Makes me think just what I'm missing. Working, grinding, pounding, hissing. Life can also be for living. Don't let the drive get overdriven. I don't know how to say goodbye. My chest is full of tears uncried. Still we'll laugh and kiss and sing. I'll come back, this love I'll bring. On a bus to Boca Chica, wish I could stay another week. And when I wasn't traveling, I'd be back in New York, dancing, teaching, bartending. For a while, I lived with 2 other gorgeous lady dancers, and our lives had quite the parade of suitors entering and exiting, sometimes with the help of an app or two, a phenomenon that I find so fascinating, an endless sea of romantic options. So here's another song from our doe-eyed Broadway girl about swipe dating. everything's coming up roses since I moved to the big city. I found a great apartment, and I was just cast in Andrew Lloyd Webber's new musical, Subway Rats, the musical. Now all I need is a man by my side. Men are everywhere in this great town. On the street and in bars they are found. But I'm told the best way to find one to bone is by using the magical iPhone. Swipe, swipe, swipe away. Don't meet in person in this modern day. This screen catches my eye. Swipe right and pray he's your guy. Dive deeper in the screen of your dreams. Look at what he wrote, how he seems. He works in finance, ooh, cha-ching, he's rich. But then he texts only a pic of his dick. Not a good sign, so let's swipe on. Oh, this next one says that he really loves his mom. And lots of pics holding a baby. Is that yours or just a prop for the ladies? He writes he's just looking to have some fun. He's sort of a douche, but I like his guns. I'll put him in the fuck buddy zone. Sometimes a girl's gotta get her own. Swipe, swipe, swipe away. Don't meet in person in this modern day. This screen catches my eye. Swipe right and pray he's your guy. The next one seems normal. Hooray, hoorah! He seems nice and he'd text like a god. He lives in my hood and we set a date. Too bad he's over an hour late. But I get a drink, I know the trains, they suck. He finally arrives and oh my luck. He's cute and tall, funny to boot. But when we kiss, blah, 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 ooh, it's kind of rude. It's so damn awkward, so I grab my phone. Oh, it's midnight, I forgot, I'm a nun. Maybe I'll go back to days of yore and meet someone in the physical world. Swipe, swipe, swipe away. Don't meet in person in this modern day. This screen catches my eye. Swipe right and pray he's your guy. Swipe right and pray he's your guy. It's tough to meet someone in New York. I hustled hard while I lived there, and so does everybody else. By my last year living there, I was really craving true intimacy, having a really hard time finding it. It was tough. Kind of like lugging a piano into the scene during a live stream performance, which brings me to another point. Do you guys need a refill on your beverages? Go get a drink. I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And if you showed up late, let's review the rules to the drinking game. You're listening up for 2 words, love and dicks. Anytime you hear these words, you drink. Anytime you see jazz hands, you drink. My next song I wrote while on tour for 6 weeks, when the idea of home had become a little foggy. Afloat, adrift, untethered, sailing along like a feather on the wind to places unknown, losing this thing called home. Free as I may be frolic and dance among the trees. Freedom comes at quite a price. Solitude creeping in at night. Where's my anchor to hold me still? I'll just keep chasing thrills. Flying higher to find the edge. Stepping out on that thin ledge. Feeling grasping in the dark. Aiming at nothing, missing the mark. Let go, unclench, breathe out. For God's sake, relax your mouth. This hovering mode won't do. Mind bubbling like a stew. I don't need anyone but me, and I don't have a reason to flee. My heart sometimes disagrees. I wanna fall like the leaves. Flying higher to find the edge. Stepping out on that thin ledge. Feeling grasping in the dark. Aiming at nothing, missing the mark. The sky will hold my head, and I will find my new bed. No, it's nothing you said. I've just gotta float away. Flying higher, find the edge. Stepping out on that thin ledge. Feeling grasping in the dark. Aiming at nothing, missing the mark. I can only detach more and more. Double down and hope I soar. I soar, I soar. I soar, I soar, I soar. When the virus hit New York, I came to San Francisco to wait it out and decided to stay. I fell in love here right before the world fell apart. I turned to songwriting to sort through my jumbled feelings about being away from the stage, throwing myself into a new relationship, and leaving a city that I loved so much. Excuse me. I wrote this next song during quarantine when me and my boyfriend had an absurd amount of time, the herb, and an absurd amount of time, the concept. Everything's changing so fast. Wait, I'm not quite in the raft. How long do you think this will last? This lifeboat better not crash. I know that I'm very blessed, shacked up with my love in this mess. can I ever express the loss that I feel in my chest? My whole life I've chased one thing, no matter how silly it seems. I've danced out my childhood dreams. If you know me, you know what I mean. And now we're all stuck inside, twiddling our thumbs to be safe, we must hide. And in the blink of an eye, the thing I love most has gone bye-bye. I'm for sure not alone in this pain. So many are trying to stay sane. The question on everyone's brain: what will humanity gain? Can we all be a little more kind? Is there new inspiration we'll find? Will our leader stop being blind? All we have now is time. I've never had to try to let someone so very deep inside know where to go when tensions run high. Whatever I'm feeling, you'll always know why. Sweet silver lining of this mess, sleeping with you every night in this bed. Quarantine bonds are strong, my friend. You're always there with hands to lend. We'll keep toasting every night, careful our wine stock doesn't get light. Sometimes it just feels so right, sitting with you, all the snow falls so white. I've lost, but I've also gained a feeling running through my veins. This pause has changed everything. Life with you is a new kind of dream. I hope that your feelings don't wane as we all try to stay sane. The question on everyone's brain: what will humanity gain? Can we all be a little more kind? Is there new inspiration we'll find? Will our leader stop being blind? All we have now is time. Time is passing very slow. No one's got nowhere to go. The only thing that I know, we've got lots of time to grow. So where does that put me now? I feel hopeful about the future. Everything has changed, but one thing has remained constant: my love of music and dance. It's been an anchor for me always. It feels scary branching out on my own after years of being in dance companies and letting someone else make all the decisions. But it feels good. I feel like I am that doe-eyed Broadway girl trying to make it on my own. But I have something to say. You guys, thank you so very much for being here with me. What a dream come true to take you on this musical journey with me. I just have one more song for you, and it's really to bring our drinking game on home. And it's my twisted anthem, my song to women everywhere. And please, if you would like to, unmute yourself so you can sing along to dicks. Remember, you have to drink every time you hear the word dicks, so get ready. Thank you so much, you guys. Some are long, some are short, some are skinny, some have curves. Brown, pink, white or black, with a variety of hanging sacks. Some are smooth as a baby's bottom, others so perfect they deserve applauding. Not even sure I could count them all, just been a blur of schlongs and balls. I've known and loved so many boners, sometimes even more than their owners. Such a variety of beautiful dicks. Usually they're attached to a prick. And oh, so many beautiful dicks. Oh, usually they're attached to a prick. Penis is an unusual creature. It's got a wide array of tastes and features. Be careful if you're smart and strong. Penis may soften though you've done nothing wrong. Penis needs the illusion of power. I swear that I'm not jaded or sour, simply passing on years of research. By the way, I like them long with some girth. I've known and loved so many boners, sometimes even more than their owners. Such a variety of beautiful dicks, but usually they're attached to a prick. And oh, so many beautiful dicks. Oh, usually they're attached to a prick. Keep on sniffing them out. So many penises, there's never a drought. One is bound to be the perfect fit, like a pork sword who can find my clit. I wonder if one will be enough. A perfect penis knows I like it rough. Just gotta keep sorting through the goods, fuck through the city and move on to the woods. I've known and loved so many boners, sometimes even more than their owners. Such a variety of beautiful dicks, but usually they're attached to a prick. And oh, so many beautiful dicks. Oh, usually they're attached to a prick. Sing along. Oh, so many beautiful dicks. Oh, usually they're attached to a prick. Unmute yourself. Oh, so many beautiful dicks. Oh, usually they're attached to a prick. Last time. Oh, so many beautiful dicks. Oh, usually they're attached to a prick. Thank you so much.
We love you, Bethany! Woo!
Thank you very, very much for joining me. Thank you. Thank you very much to my Sexy sound tech in the corner, Wesley Rowe, pushing all the buttons. And thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you, Bethany, and thank you, audience. That audience participation sucks on Zoom, and we are so grateful to those of you who took the chance and joined in. And thank you, Bethany, for making that leap too. I'm David Harada. I'm the other half of the production team here for Monday Night March, and I thought we'd hang out and do a little Q&A. If you've got questions or anything you want to throw in the chat, whether you're on Zoom or YouTube, I'll be keeping an eye on both chats. So, Bethany, like this work has been in development in one way or another for a while. I mean, that first song really does date back to roughly high school days.
It does, yeah. I've been, writing songs since high school, and kind of, yeah, maybe a couple years ago, I started really thinking about stringing them together into a one-person show that would really go through a bunch of different genres. Yeah, some of them have been in my head for a really long time. There we go.
Hi, Wesley. Thank you, Wesley. So what was it like for you then, being a songwriter all this time and watching you? I also have to ask, did you ever try stand-up? The way you engage with the audience to me feels like someone who's done some of that.
I have never done stand-up.
Okay.
That always has seemed to me like one of the scariest things that you can do. It's time for me to have a drink. Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
But no, I've never done stand-up before. I feel like this show just feels really natural because it's basically just me talking the way that I would talk.
Yeah. But not everyone does that as naturally and with as engaging just a stage presence as you do, really. And so that had me wondering, what was it like for you being a dancer, part of a company where that fourth wall is there? Was it a restraint, or was it just a different part of your creative self?
It's just a different part. I feel like for a long time I really identified as a dancer only, and music was just something that I did alone. It was almost more like a therapeutic thing that I would do, and I never had any intention of people hearing songs that I was playing. I feel like I got more of a confidence boost to start pushing myself as more of a singer when I was living in Brooklyn, and me and my roommates would do these art salons called Arch Boss, and I started really singing for parties and writing these ridiculous songs for parties that we would have. And that was kind of when I started to get a little more confidence with wanting to not only dance in front of people, but sing in front of people.
But it was something that you kind of kept up on the road with the, like, was your guitar coming along with you on the road?
Never my guitar, but the ukulele would come with me sometimes. Okay. And I really liked to write lyrics when I was on tour, because there's a lot of, just a lot of reflection and a lot of beautiful places that you're seeing or beautiful people that you're meeting that you want to write about. But yeah, I was never brave enough to try to lug my guitar across some of these tours, but the ukulele did come along.
Yeah. For anyone who's interested in following Bethany on social media, I've just popped her Instagram into the chat. So are you always the Bethanator?
The Bethanator. That's actually it's a childhood nickname from the dance studio where I grew up. My dance teacher used to call me the Bethanator because she said that I was fearless. So
that's an awesome nickname.
My Instagram handle.
So then was it the dance that came first, or has everything kind of been?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I started taking piano lessons when I was 6, I think. So music was always very much a part of my life growing up, but I really wanted to be a dancer. Like that was really what I wanted to do, and what I really pushed for, specifically a ballet dancer. I really wanted to be a classical dancer, which has the biggest fourth wall, I think, of anything, of any forms of dance. But yeah, their music was always in my family and always, in my life, but just never something that I really thought about pursuing seriously until pretty recently.
So what are what were some of your what were are some of your musical influences, both in terms of singer-songwriters or favorite musicals? I was kind of wondering what was guiding you in both ways.
Favorite musical? Um, I mean, I definitely love Singing in the Rain. Was like one of my favorite musicals as a kid, and really loved Gene Kelly a lot. So I feel like those kind of like those old timey musicals are what really like spoke to me as a kid. You know, Out on the Town. You know, kind of these really like classic musicals. So yeah, when I wanted to write some like farcical musical theater songs, I was really trying to like get in that genre.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, and then singer songwriters, I've always really liked Joni Mitchell a lot. You know, like because
Hmm.
I feel like I also like to write things that are kind of serious and kind of sad, and
Yeah.
they're
Hmm.
more like emotional. And yeah, I'd say that's more like folk influence.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounded like that, and because I sort of looked at you, and I hope this doesn't sound too patronizing, but I just sort of felt, as an old guy who spent a lot of time in folk coffee houses in the 80s and 90s, I thought, oh, okay, the kids are still playing this stuff. Good to know. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think it's because when I started writing music, it was like a therapeutic thing. I would write poems in my diary and then turn them into songs because it felt good for me to sing them, and there was no other reason why I wrote them.
and also, for anyone interested, I've just thrown the link to Bethany's website in the chat, so follow her and what she's doing. Um, so this this piece, as we've seen it tonight, takes you up kind of to now, um,
Yeah.
and
She was
uh,
good. It's a
um,
dancer songwriter.
oh, whoops, I'm gonna kind of hit um, apologies everyone. This is where uh, audience participation on Zoom sucks because the way it sounds. So I'm just muting everyone except for me and Bethany. It's nothing personal. Um, but do you have where's do you have where are your songwriting impulses now? The world's changed a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, the world's changed a lot. I mean, I think that my ulterior motive to like any kind of writing right now is to write songs for dance or for like a visual component, to write
Okay.
songs that can be turned into music videos, songs that I could see other people dancing to. I think that's the main thing that I'm really interested in, is how I can combine these these two things together that I really love. So I'm not sure what kind of thing I'm going to write next, but I have found that the last like few songs that I've written are very much in my mind. I'm already also formulating like a visual component that will go with it.
Yeah, and that was on display here too, which is great. I mean, that's kind of a lot of the essence of the musical.
Yeah.
Um, so what about your what I'll call your creative team? I mean, obviously Wesley was here backing you up, and but there's a lot going on here. Thanks again, Wesley.
Did you do a good job? It's hard.
Yeah, awesome. I from reading your bio, I thought it's like, oh, okay, story about misadventures of single young woman in New York, and so when we were doing tech and Wesley introduced himself with a hand coming in, I was like, oh, okay, she's not single anymore. That's nice to hear. Uh, glad glad we've got a happy ending here. But none of this work is ever truly created alone. Um, do you have a sort of inner circle or a team who you work with on dance, on songwriting?
Oh yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
on
most
writing?
definitely. I'd say my very good friend Lee Shanfine. I don't know if she's still watching out there, but she was very instrumental in helping me write some songs. She has a special rap verse in Dix, the last song that I sang, which I didn't want to try to do it over Zoom because of timing delays and things like that. But she was my roommate in New York when we were throwing these parties together, and like very much a creative partner in a lot of ways. Same with Sarah Chiampa, who is also my other roommate in New York, and Andy Lushevsky, who has helped me with a ton of music stuff. I feel like all the technical and like production side of music stuff, he's really helped me a lot with. So I definitely have people that I really trust and really turn to for like advice. And yeah, I think there was this like phase when I was living in New York where I think a lot of this material kind of came from when I had this really nice like chemistry going on with a few other creative people. So yeah, for sure. This definitely can't happen like all solo.
Yeah, and you've gotten some nice hellos from many of the aforementioned people here in the chat.
Yeah, I'm excited to look through the chat.
Yeah, and I'll make sure I'll send you that file actually.
Okay, thank you.
And so for those of you in the audience, we will be rebroadcasting this on the Marsh YouTube channel. So if you know people who you think should see this who weren't here, spread the word. Send them to the Marsh website, marsh.org, and there's a button there for our YouTube channel. I should be able to have that. I'm the guy who does the download and the edit and the reload and everything, and I should have it up by. I try and get it up by lunchtime, but the way things are going, you usually call it by supper time, Pacific time tomorrow. It'll be up by nightfall tomorrow, and awesome. So spread the word. And thank you, Bethany, for this. We'll hope to be seeing more of your work in the future.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I really I've been a fan of the Marsh for a long time, so I knew when I wanted to do a solo show that this was like a perfect theater for what I was trying to do. So I really appreciate it. It gave me like a good like kick in the pants that I needed to finish it and really like fine tune it to have an audience and a date, and like that's so helpful.
That's great. That's great. We're glad to be part of that. That's what we hope to do. So so we'll be back here next Monday as we always are. If you can support us with a donation through our tip jar, link is in the chat. And then on our way out, before we close down for the night, I'll be running a trailer for our weekend show, new play by playwright Lynn Kaufman called Susan Sontag, the Smartest Woman in America, about Susan Sontag. So there'll be a little trailer for that. Check that out. Bethany, don't be a stranger and keep on writing. And thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. And thank you everyone for watching.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Hi, I'm Lynn Kaufman, and I wrote the play Susan Sontag, The Smartest Woman in America. It's a solo play with a brilliant actress, Julia Brothers. Why Susan Sontag? She had this brilliant mind, wonderful, incisive, sort of take on everything. And she wrote brilliantly about the arts, about photography, about illness, about the zeitgeist in a witty, trenchant, brilliant way. She's quoted all the time. You can find her on YouTube. She was a woman who was a public intellectual, and there are very few of those in America. And this play finds her in a moment of crisis where she needs to rethink about her choice to live the life of the mind versus the life of the heart.